Welcome aboard Pink Monorail. I'm Shelly Valladolid, and this is my co-pilot.
Noe Valladolid.
Today we're going to be visiting Disneyland, Madripoor, Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, and even Dubai.
Excellent. So let's get to the first stop for the Pink Monorail today.
Our first stop is Disneyland.
Awesome. So what's going on with Disneyland? The last few episodes, we've mentioned that they're going to have a sort of soft opening. So what can you tell us about that?
Now they're open.
Okay.
You have to have an appointment or a reservation. Mm-hmm. And tickets are over $100.
Oh, that doesn't include parking, does it?
No. Parking's about, $25, $26 now? Mm-hmm. But people went in and loved it and cried. And on the internet, a bunch of sourpusses talked about how stupid Disney adults were for crying over a theme park.
Well, of course, they've never had a place like that meant as much, so it's understandable. But for those that know the Disney magic, I'm pretty sure you get it. But, of course, not all the attractions are open right now. So that's something. But of the attractions that are open, they've made a change to one of the classic ones. So what's going on with one of our classics?
Snow White's Scary Adventures is now Snow White's Wish. It's really charming. They've put in parts of the Mine Train, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train ride from Walt Disney World.
Oh, nice.
They've put in there some of the scenes. And it's really charming. It still has its scare. It still has that great witch switch effect. Mm-hmm. But two reporters from San Francisco Gate, which is actually a really good paper, went on and complained about the non-consensual kiss at the end of the ride.
Of course, the scene that was in the original full-length animated feature, that's been pretty much known for the story of Snow White, where Prince Charming, is it? Or
wakes her up with
a kiss. And now it's problematic, I suppose, because it's a non-consensual kiss.
He didn't ask the comatose woman first.
I guess suppose you make of that what you will. But from the reviews of everybody else that's gone on the attraction.
They love it.
They love it. Okay, well.
And usually there's a great hue and cry when there's a change.
Yeah.
But this is a change for the better.
I think making it a little more family-friendly, that's a good choice.
I think so, too.
Because the kids, sometimes little kids found it a little intense. So, making it a little softer, I suppose, would be nice.
I found it a little intense.
Even as an adult, that can be a little intense.
I am going to miss the hag's cackle when you touch the apple.
So that's something. And that was in the queue, right?
Yeah.
So they even changed a bit of the queue?
They did. You still go through the dungeon, but it's not as scary. Mm-hmm. Also, there's going to be some sort of annual pass to be announced soon for Disneyland.
I can imagine that was a lot of the bread and butter for the park, or the people that had the monthlies, not necessarily paying an entire annual pass all up front. So hopefully that includes the parking and the other benefits that people had been used to.
Right.
We'll see about it once other attractions are open, and hopefully once we're completely on the other side of this pandemic.
I think they might get rid of the payment plan and you'll have to pay all at once.
Well, some people will do it. I'm sure a lot of people will look forward to doing that.
You just put money away in your Christmas Club account in your bank every month, and at the end of 12 months, you have enough for your pass.
Yeah, I suppose that would be good. It's going to be still with a lot of restrictions for the time being, so we're not exactly, me and Shelly are not exactly in a rush to get to Disneyland right now until it's a little more open.
No parades, no shows, half the stuff is closed, and also I'm hearing lots of problems with getting food.
Long
delays
lines,
and no place to,
No place to eat, no tables.
Yeah.
Well, I can imagine that's not going to be fun.
Well, plenty of tables, but you have to walk a long way to find one.
They did make another change, though, for the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, yeah.
They added something that was part of Mark Davis's original design that people had seen the illustrations, the paintings for, and they've added it to the queue.
The May and September?
Yeah, the May and September.
She was actually in the mansion in the old days.
Mm-hmm. She was one of the paintings, like the lady that turns into the panther.
Right. And the lady that was turned into the panther was added when Euro Disneyland opened and bumped her out.
So now she's back, and she's closer to the end of the queue. Right before you get to the Doom Buggy, there's the portrait. So it's a send-up of the classic saying, the May-September bride?
Yeah.
So she's super young, and then the painting gets progressively older and older and older over the span of a few months until she's a gray-haired, really withered old lady.
December.
I look forward to seeing how that's been added. I'm sure it's going to be nice. What is the next stop for the Pink Monorail?
Our next stop is the exotic port city of Madripoor.
So hopefully you've been keeping up with Marvel on the Disney Plus channel, and specifically the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Madripoor was the sort of location for the majority of the story. So by now the series has ended. We've talked a little bit about the episodes as they happen, but now it's officially wrapped up. Hopefully you're all caught up because we may be talking about spoilers. What did you think, Shelly? What was your impression?
I really like the new Captain America.
That's the big bomb, everybody. And it isn't necessarily Mr. Walker who was introduced as the next Captain America. We sort of had several characters develop their own arcs through this series, and it's been officially revealed that the Falcon is the new Captain America by the end of this.
Sam Wilson.
Yep, so Sam Wilson is now the new Captain America.
The show itself, it took a really interesting journey with Sam. Really looked at what it was like to be black in the South, in America.
Yeah, and as a soldier, as somebody that's fighting for the rights of soldiers, and of course, when he was introduced in the Marvel movies, he was sort of helping Steve adjust to life in the modern times. So he also acts as a therapist, as a counselor who deals with soldiers that are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorders, soldiers that have missing appendages or have bionics. So he's not just a capable fighter, but he's also a well-rounded, really good human being, which is all the elements that really make up Captain America.
You have to be a good person to be Captain America.
Yeah. And so that was something that was sort of missing on the pseudo replacement that they had, is they realized they had a good soldier, but he wasn't necessarily a compassionate person. And when you get the super serum, whatever you are at the core, it makes you an exaggerated version of that. Now, he wasn't necessarily evil like the Red Skull.
He said he is what they made him.
So
And that's a killing machine.
Yes, if they have a really good soldier that follows orders to the letter, he is what they made him. And now with super serum in his blood, Agent Walker is become the U.S. agent, who was a character in the Marvel comics by the end of this arc. So he's still technically on the good guy side, but he's going to be getting his hands dirty. And the things that happen in the Marvel shows, WandaVision, Winter Soldier, Falcon, all of this is actually going to also be reflected in the movies. So this is all canon. So hopefully we'll be seeing the U.S. agent. We'll be seeing the new Captain America soon. What did you think of the way they sort of wrapped up Baron Zemo?
I'd say effing Zemo is what I said when we were watching it.
Yeah, at the very end. So in the Marvel shows, in the Marvel comics, they have several super villain prisons around the country, around the world. So depending on the type of villain you are, they have an appropriate prison for you. So you can imagine the Hulk. He has a lot of gamma radiation, super strong villains. So they put those characters in like the vault. And then for Baron Zemo, they want him to keep him isolated. So they put him on the raft. So there are a bunch of really unique super prisons in the Marvel universe. So Zemo is on the raft, and they think, well, he can't, there's no way for him to communicate, get to the outside world, have people do his bidding, things like that. But somehow he always finds a way. And if you haven't seen the end of the series, you'll just don't completely count out Baron Zemo. He always finds a way. Hopefully we get to see him again in the future. Now, what about Batroc, who was the mixed martial arts fighter, Georges St. Pierre, who he had fought Steve Rogers, he fought Sam Wilson in this series.
Oh, yeah, he is great.
And at the end, again, the spoiler, he takes a gunshot. Now, we don't see the body, so he may still be alive, but it's pretty much presumed that he's dead now.
I hope he's not. He's such a good fighter.
Yeah,
he's such a good heel.
Yeah, he's a very good villain, a really good fighter. He's got personality, and that's, of course, half the thing that made him appealing in professional mixed martial arts. So half the people loved him, half the people hated him. So he's a perfect foil in the Marvel show. So hopefully he'll come back.
Now, I watched Marvel Assembled, the second episode, which is the making of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Really interesting. Talked about the challenges they faced when coronavirus hit.
Oh.
And the earthquake in Puerto Rico. How they had to change to Prague.
They had to change locations and logistics in the middle of a pandemic.
And they had to evacuate everyone out at 5 a.m.
Oh, no.
And put them on planes to the U.S. when the pandemic got really bad. And then they came back and shot with masks on. I mean, they took off their masks for the filming, but...
Right. It wasn't like Henry...
The crew was all wearing masks.
It wasn't like Henry Cavill in the Superman movies where they had to digitally remove his mustache. They didn't digitally remove everybody's mask.
Yeah, no.
Oh, thank goodness. That would have been a very awkward show.
I didn't know about the mustache.
Yeah, that was one of the things in Batman versus Superman. Or not that... the Justice League movie, he was filming Mission Impossible at the same time, and he had a mustache there. And he's like, I can't shave the mustache. I'm in the middle of this movie as well. So they were like, okay, well, don't worry, we'll work around it. And they digitally removed it, and his lip looks kind of weird. And everybody noticed it looked kind of weird, and that was why. Anyhow, long story, but they didn't do any of that trickery
No,
on the Marvel shows.
And they talked about the relationship between Bucky and Sam, and talked at length about both characters and some of the other characters. And it was really interesting.
So we're probably going to see them again in the next Captain America movie. They're going to probably pick up immediately after this series, but hopefully we're not done with Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and we're going to be seeing more of them in the Marvel shows on Disney Plus. Now, if you've been watching it, we'd like to hear your thoughts on the show so far. WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What do you think of the heroes? What do you think of the villains? What do you think of the things they've set up so far? Also, are you watching the MODOK show on Hulu? Now,
I'm going to watch that.
We haven't started it yet. Patton Oswalt is sort of voicing, and I think he's also helping write, and everybody knows he's a great comedian. He knows his comic books, so we look forward to seeing how that show plays out. So we'll probably talk about it on the next stop of the Pink Monorail. But for this one, let's go to the next stop on the Pink Monorail. And where are we going?
We're going to the Disney Cruise Line.
Ooh, all aboard, everybody. I hope you have your vaccine passports and your regular passports. So what's going on with the Disney Cruise Line?
Well, we got some more details about the Disney Wish.
Ooh, that's the new ship.
That's the new ship with Rapunzel on the outside and Cinderella in the atrium. And I think that's a little bit of an odd decision.
Huh.
Because usually it's nautical characters.
Right. So Admiral Duck or Captain Mickey Mouse, things like that.
Ariel.
Yeah. So this time,
It's Cinderella.
A landlocked.
Yeah.
Not exactly nautical character. Well, I know they didn't run out. There were plenty of other seafaring characters they could have used. But the theme of the boat was the Wish.
Yeah.
So maybe they wanted something a little more enchanted, something a little less nautical, just to sort of entice more of the Disney.
This is more like a Princess Palace.
Yeah,
on
more
the inside.
Well, more of that and more of the Disney magic instead of the cruise line usual. So, what are the details on this? Cinderella
In the atrium. And then there's going to be a Star Wars hyperspace lounge.
Star Wars was something they had on their other ship. Or was that Marvel?
They had Marvel
Oh, okay.
in the kids clubs. And there's going to be a Marvel kids club here too.
Okay.
There's a club in the other ships, the Dream and the Fantasy, where you see the skyline of different cities.
Oh.
It's called Skyline.
Now, the kids that get to experience these, they have like a magic band or something, and they're the only ones that are allowed to access these, so no adults.
No, this is a bar.
Oh. So the kids aren't going to the magic bar. That's the adults going to the
That's
magic
the
bar.
adults going to the magic bar. And
Kids
you're
have their own thing.
Visit different planets.
Oh.
And such.
So the Star Wars portion is not exactly for kids. No building droids or lightsabers, enjoying a blue milk with rum in it or something.
You know, there might be stuff like that in the kids area.
Probably.
Especially during Star Wars Day at Sea.
Oh, no, that's nice. So they're always doing the themed nights at sea. Like there's a pirate night, and they do fireworks, and they do movies.
Yeah.
Star Wars night at sea.
I want to get you on a cruise.
One of these days.
The thing is, like, the shower's so short, you have to go downstairs and use the shower, or upstairs and use the shower in the spa. And they'll let you.
We'll figure out the logistics. The Wish, it's a pretty looking ship. All of the ships in the cruise line are gorgeous.
Now, you know how they have Tiana's restaurant on the Wonder, where Tiana performs? Well, this time they're going to have Anna and Kristoff's engagement party.
Oh, how cute.
As one of the dinner shows.
So you're invited to their wedding and you're part of the engagement party?
Yes, and it's catered by Wandering Oaken.
Oh, how cute. So a lot of really good food and entertainment, and maybe some performers from the former Snuggly Duckling performing for us.
That's from Tangled.
Oh, that's right. I sometimes mix those two up.
Me too.
Didn't they happen at about the same time?
Yeah, they did.
All right, well, I wouldn't be surprised if they show up.
And the main characters look like plastic dolls.
Also, they have a different ride. So in the other ship, we have the Aqua Duck, the Aqua Dunk, and this time we have a Mickey ride. Is that right?
Mickey and Minnie themed.
Mickey and Minnie themed.
I don't know the name of it.
It's probably like the Mickey Dunk. if I remember right. So that's going to be another coaster type experience on the top deck of the ship. Not only do you get to see the awesome view from way up there, but you're also on this little, I suppose it's a slide thing similar to the aqueduct.
We watched it on the Dream, and we never managed to get there.
So next time, if we get on the ship, definitely have a review for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So Shelly, what's the next stop for the pink monorail?
Walt Disney World.
Oh boy, this is a big one for a lot of our listeners. That's their park, the Walt Disney World.
That's
so what's
my
going
park.
on?
The Disney College program is returning.
So that's for people that are in college. What is it? An internship?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's that about?
Well, the 2020 cast members from the program have been asked back first.
Oh, that's good.
And then they'll be asking for new college people.
Excellent. So you have to apply for this.
Yeah.
And then
And you have to have a certain GPA and all that stuff.
So if you're interested, if you're college age or you're about to enter college, look at the program, especially if you really want to find out about how the parks run, because there's a lot of job opportunities at the Disney parks.
And there's employee housing. Though Vista Way, the most infamous one, Party Central, is being sold.
So now is that where a lot of the former cast members worked or the interns worked?
That was the housing.
Oh,
That was the apartments.
it got a little bit too rowdy there?
Oh, it's been too rowdy there for years. The stories that come out of there don't bear repeating on this podcast.
Oh, well, we'll let you look up the stories that came out of there. But if you're in college, if you're entering college, and you really want to find out about the Disney magic, do apply, because there's on every level of the professional world, from maintenance, guest relations, operations, of course, all the technical, art, performance. There is going to be a place where the company will find you, where you're best suited for, and you'll get to experience other things that you may not even know you're suited for, that may be of interest. So do apply. So what else is happening at Walt Disney World?
Valet parking is coming back to the resorts.
Do they park at the hotels, leave their car there? What's going on?
Yeah, the resort hotels.
Uh-huh.
Each hotel at Walt Disney World, except for the hotels in the Hotel Plaza, is a fully encapsulated resort.
Oh, okay. So they either have the monorail service to the park or the bus service to the park.
Or a boat.
Or a boat. So you drop your
Or
car
a
off.
Skyliner.
And that hadn't been in since the start of the pandemic.
Right, since last year.
So that's nice.
The 3 dates are May 16th, May 30th, and June 7th.
Okay, so that's valet
Phase 1, Phase 2, and then Wilderness Lodge.
So that's valet parking. So if you're a Walt Disney World person, if that's your park, like it is Shelly's park, keep those dates in mind. What are they again?
May 16th, May 30th, and June 7th for Wilderness Lodge.
Very good. Now, speaking of the pandemic, what other changes have happened?
Well, the state of Florida has dropped its mask mandate, and, they've got the highest amount of COVID
Oh,
in the nation.
do be careful if you're visiting.
But Walt Disney World has said they're going to continue requiring masks.
So do bring your mask, do be safe. Of course, follow all the safety protocols, wash your hands, and, even
Distance.
keep your social distance. So even if other places in the state are opening up, just, use a little common sense, try to enjoy your trip. Well, so that's not the biggest news coming out of Walt Disney World right now.
No, that's not. The biggest thing is that they released more details on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
So for all you Star Wars fans, this is what you've been waiting for.
Glamorous ship, the Halcyon, will welcome you. Now, we knew that name before, but it's a luxury hotel. They're making very clear. So everything's going to be new and clean and bright. It's not going to have that lived-in look of Batuu or Tatooine.
Right, so it's not like most people that are used to Star Wars stuff, they know it as it's used, it's rough around the edges, it's cobbled together from other pieces of technology. So, even their flying ships and their land speeders and stuff, they look like they're 50, 60 years old and they're barely holding together with, even rusty parts, sort of keeping them going. But this ship is not going to be anything like that. This is brand new luxury space accommodations.
It's going to be a 2-night experience, which we knew.
Okay.
You're going to start off in a launch pod, and you're going to go through hyperspace to the Halcyon, and you're going to be able to see your journey go by on the upper window of the pod.
Oh, nice. 2-night experience, so people can't have like an extended stay there?
No,
Oh, okay.
because you're going through a story.
Oh, okay. So it's an experience as well as a hotel.
Right, exactly. It's not really a hotel as much as an experience.
Oh, fancy. So your launch pad?
Yeah, it docks and the airlock opens and you're in the main deck atrium, which we've seen artwork of.
And that's not going to have Rapunzel or Cinderella or anything?
No.
This is all outer space, very futuristic stuff. Or a long time ago in a galaxy far away stuff.
Right. You're going to meet the captain, a plucky mechanic, heroes of the resistance, and some other people. And it's going to be very much choose your own adventure in that your decisions factor in how your stay will go.
Oh, so this is not exactly, when you say choose your own adventure, before you get to the Halcyon, you're not exactly filling out a questionnaire that says, I want to do this, I want to do that. This is all live stuff.
This is all live stuff.
Oh, that's interesting.
And you're going to be able to learn how to use a lightsaber and face off against a training remote, which I hope will not zap you.
Yeah, I don't want to get zapped in the shoulder. That does not look like fun.
And you get to visit the Halcyon's bridge.
Ooh, how neat.
Now, something that we just learned about is the Crown of Corellia dining room. Corellia is the planet where they built the ship.
Okay.
So it's the Crown of Corellia. It's also where they built the aluminum falcon.
The Millennium
The
Falcon.
Millennium Falcon.
The aluminum falcon.
What the hell is an aluminum falcon?
Yeah. So the ship has some history. It comes from a place known for building long-lasting ships. And long may this one last. Now, everywhere on this ship, you're immersed in outer space. So you're not going to get necessarily windows and things, but you're going to have these giant displays that are recreating the illusion that you're flying through space everywhere. So in the atrium, in your rooms, and of course in the controls tower, then the bridge. So everywhere you look, it's going to look like you're in outer space. So that's going to be a really nice immersive experience.
Now, also in the Crown of Corellia dining room, there's going to be a concert on one of the two nights by a galactic superstar.
No.
I wonder if it's figured down in the modal tones.
As long as it isn't that group that was in that cantina, because we can only hear that song so many times.
That's figuring down in the modal notes.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid. But are we thinking it's going to be a character in a costume? Is it going to be an animatronic?
I think it'll be a character in a costume.
It could be different characters in different costumes.
Yeah.
So people that attend one of the concerts have a different experience. That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Whatever happened to that band that used to play in front of Space Mountain back in the 70s in Disneyland? Maybe they're going to be back.
Oh, maybe.
That would be nice. That would be a good shout out. So in the Crown of Corellia, so that's the fancy dining room. They're going to have a show.
Lavish multi-course meal of both familiar and otherworldly foods.
So if you've eaten at Batuu, if you've eaten at the Galaxy's Edge, you know the tastes are good, but the looks of the food are pretty unique. So I can't even imagine what a sit-down place with dinner, even their silverware probably looks a little bit different.
Yeah, it probably looks like sporks.
And hopefully people don't swipe it. Please, if you're a listener to the podcast, don't go around swiping the forks off the Crown of Corellia dining.
Corellia. The trip includes an excursion to Batuu.
Okay.
And you're going to meet familiar characters like Rey, and they're going to wield that more realistic lightsaber that Josh D'Amaro showed us.
Yeah, so those that were watching the shareholders meeting?
Yeah.
At the very end of the shareholders meeting, which there's no video of because no cameras are allowed, no recordings allowed, you get in trouble if you try to pull something like that or share the pictures. But they were saying at the very end, so Josh, he's the president of the parks, right?
Right.
So tell us what happens at the very end of the presentation where people flipped out.
He pulls out a lightsaber hilt, and then it goes up.
He didn't have to flick his wrist or anything. It just lights up like a lightsaber, comes out of the hilt like a lightsaber. And that was at the very end of the presentation.
Yeah, and it wasn't a long light stick.
It actually grew out of the handle, and people are trying to figure out. Some intrepid people, they did look up the patent numbers. So if you go online and you do a search, you'll see a breakdown of what this thing looks like. But of course, you don't see it in action. You just see a mechanical drawing of this brand new lightsaber technology that Disney has a patent on. But Josh showed it off, and from what everybody describes it as is he had a lightsaber in his hand, and it actually came out just like a lightsaber as you would imagine.
And he said, yeah, it's real.
Yes,
it's real.
And he says, yes, it's real, and that's the end of the presentation. And so chances are that's what the actors are going to have when you're on this experience, when you're seeing the shows. We don't know if they're probably going to do combat with them, because whatever technology they're using probably isn't made for a lot of wear and tear. So they might just be lightsabers for show. I don't think the parks are necessarily going to sell these unless they can figure something out. So they're probably super expensive set pieces.
Well, you're going to come upon different people from the Resistance and a villain or two as you go through the ship. And there are hidden areas of the ship that you are invited to explore.
Oh, so chances are whoever that mechanic was or the captain was, they're leaning to one side or the
Or
other.
Resistance members.
They're leaning to one side or the other of whichever group.
And there's little places where you can have clandestine meetings.
Ooh. So if you've got kids or if you really love your Star Wars universe, now's your chance for some serious roleplay.
Now, if you want to see what the Halcyon looks like, go to the Hollywood Studios theme park. And in Walt Disney Presents, they've got a model. And it was the same model that was at D23. And I can tell you, it's gorgeous.
So yeah, if you want to get your Star Wars fix and you happen to be at Walt Disney World, do check it out. So it's still under construction. When's it going to open again?
I don't know.
Sometime in the near future, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, so as soon as news comes out on it, we'll be sure to let you know. So that's a pretty big stop for the Pink Monorail. Now, we're going to make an even further stop. So where are we going next?
We're going to Dubai.
The other side of the ocean. So what's happening at Dubai?
IMG Worlds of Adventure, which is a new Marvel theme park being built.
So IMG over there, sort of like Universal over here. They're the ones that have licenses for certain, or have known to have licenses for certain things in their country at least. So what's happening with IMG Worlds of Adventure?
Well, we're going to have some rides and attractions like Avengers Battle of Ultron,
Ooh.
where you take to the skies the maximum 2 meters height.
So it's a little over 6 feet. So is that a coaster type thing?
I have no idea.
Battle of Ultron. I wonder if it's a coaster. I wonder if it's a motion.
The art showed just the superheroes battling Ultron
Now, if
in
there's
the
a
sky.
if there's a height limit, it's probably some sort of coaster.
And you have to be 1.5 meters to go on, between 1.5 and 2 meters.
So yeah, probably an adult or really tall kids. Probably not super tall people like me because I'm over 2 meters. But hopefully it's a fun attraction, whatever it is. I guess we'll get more details.
Well, here's one you can do. A Hulk Epsilon-based 3D movie.
So it's a 3D movie, and the seats rumble and shoot water in your face and all of that. All right. So what's going on with the Hulk?
It doesn't say, but it's got really good art.
So probably you're either watching what happens when the army goes up against the Hulk, they're trying to capture the Hulk, or the Hulk's on a mission. We're going to find out. We're going to get you more details as it gets a little closer to opening and find out what's up with this 3D movie. But those aren't the only two things. So we've got the Avengers, we've got Hulk. What else do we got?
Spider-Man Doc Ock's Revenge.
Oh.
This looks from the artwork a lot like the one at Universal, Islands of Adventure.
Now that one, a lot of people really like that. My brother who experienced it, he really liked it. It's a dark ride.
It's good.
3D, and we've got Spider-Man jumping on the car. You're sort of racing around New York. But this is Doc Ock's Revenge, so it's going to be newer technology.
You got to stop him from stealing the city's energy supply.
I wonder how that's going to work. But whatever it is, it's going to be newer, so any visuals are going to be nicer. The ride technology is a lot different now, so it might be one of those railless systems, so you don't even see a track, and you're just going around and saving.
No, I think it's going to be more like the Spider-Man ride at IOA.
Okay, well, it's still going to be pretty nice. That's still a good dark ride.
Next, we have Thor Thunderspin, which is an off-the-shelf water spinner.
If you've been to parks that have these type of things, everybody sits in a long row, and you get sort of spun upside down and pulled up in the air on like a giant cantilever.
Yep.
And as you're flipped upside down, the water jets underneath you sort of shoot up to give you the illusion that you're going to get splashed if you drop down. So, not exactly the most innovative things, but if you like getting flipped upside down and dizzy, that'll be.
Last of all is Avengers Flight of the Quinjets. Flying your own 2-seat Quinjet and race.
So how cool is that? Is it like one of those soapbox derby racers like the old one at Knott's?
Oh, I wish. I don't know. It almost looks like the Cars Land ride. Radiator Springs Racers.
Oh, that would be neat. So
but
with
I
Quinjets.
don't think anyone but Disney has that technology.
Well,
Marvel is Disney, but
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Before other companies figure it out, because the expansion for DCA is almost a decade old now.
Yeah.
So people would have figured it out or have their own version without breaking patents. So that's going to be neat.
City.
So Dubai has a lot of already neat coasters, a lot of really neat parks. I think they have a Ferrari park.
Ferrari Park, yeah. I was
And
just going to say that.
bunch of other things. So as news develops, we'll be sure to bring it up on the Pink Monorail.
We're going to talk about just a quick look at some of the restaurants
Okay.
that are going to be at the park. Tony's Sky Deck is a top Avengers Tower in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have upscale food and gorgeous views.
Okay.
And there's going to be a chef's table there that'll seat 6 people.
This is Dubai, so they have the money to actually build the Avengers Tower if they want. Is this literally going to be on the top of a big tower, or is it going to be probably a facsimile
It's a facsimile.
of the top? So the views are going to be New York, not necessarily the desert out there.
You also have Chang's Golden Dragon.
Oh, wait a minute. You were mentioning on Tony's Skydeck, so that's the fancy restaurant.
Right.
You got a chef's table.
Right.
But it's really only supposed to be used for corporate events?
There's a little asterisk after it that says open only for corporate events.
I wonder if that's just the chef's table?
I don't know.
Huh. I guess we'll figure it out, but it'd sort of be sad if you take the trip out there and you can't eat at the fancy restaurant at the Avengers Tower.
Yeah, I'd be bummed.
Yeah. All right, but what else do we got?
We have Chang's Golden Dragon, which is New York-style Chinese food.
Nice.
And then Mama Scano's of Yancey Street.
So, Yancey Street, if you're a longtime reader of the Marvel comics, you know that's the street that's always brought up in the Fantastic Four comics. And the Yancey Street gang is always giving no end of grief to Ben Grimm. So, as big and as strong as the thing is, the punks on Yancey Street just constantly give him the hassle. So that's why that's a very particular type of restaurant. It's an Italian style restaurant?
It is Italian food with raucous hospitality, so you're going to have a lot of banter with the...
I have a feeling the Yancey Street gang's going to be involved in that restaurant somehow.
I hope so.
Hopefully the thing clears them out.
And then last but not least, Downtown Shawarma.
Oh no, that's always going to be good.
And then for shopping, you've got a Marvel Universe store, which is like their Emporium. Mm-hmm. Empire News and Comics,
Nice.
which is kind of self-explanatory. Avengers Exchange. Mm-hmm. Epsilon Command, which is a Hulk-only store.
So whatever is happening with that 3D movie, whoever this Epsilon base is.
You exit into this shop.
Ah, nice.
Daily Bugle Company store. And Marvel Vault for high-end collectibles.
Oh, nice. So that's going to be fun. I look forward to getting more news on Dubai, and maybe someday in the future, after a cruise, after a visit to Tokyo, maybe see what's happening in Dubai.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So where's the next stop for the
There
Pink
is no
Monorail?
more stops.
No more stops for the Pink Monorail.
No more stops for the Pink Monorail.
Well, I guess we've done a lap. So before we
We're
wrap
back
this
at
up,
the wreckage of the Poly station again.
so before we wrap this up, let's take a moment to pause for our sponsors.
Hello, I'm Roger Colton of Private Car Service. With the 50th anniversary of the Walt Disney World Resort coming on October 1st, we're chartering 2 vintage Pullman Railroad cars to offer a special excursion departing New York City on Tuesday, September 28th. The following day, we arrive in Orlando for a 4-night stay in the cabins at the Fort Wilderness Resort. Our chartered railroad cars will return us back to New York City on Monday, October 4th. You could be part of this classic travel and theme park experience for the base price of $4,750 per person double occupancy. This includes the transportation, meals and beverages aboard the train, as well as theme park tickets, resort accommodations, and is limited to 20 passengers. For more information, please call 925-321-0023 or visit our web pages at privatecarservice.net. Private Car Service is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company in any way.
A special shout out to our sponsor, Circa 1955. Nicole is the founder of Luxillume, a small company that makes candles, wax melts, and room sprays. She creates scents that capture the season, nature, or wonderful memories. She also takes commissions for larger orders, such as weddings or company gifts. It turns out that Nicole is also a huge Disney fan and has a line called Circa 1955. She creates scents inspired by all things Disney. This includes the parks, attractions, treats, and films. She creates each formula and batch of candles herself. For every one scent she's released, she has probably made over 200 trials just to get the smell right. Don't take my word for it. Go to circa1955.com, order a candle, and use promo code PINK15. That's PINK15 to get 15% off your purchase. Support a small company that also gives back to the community. You're going to love it. Welcome back to the Pink Monorail. All right, Shelly, let's get to our final destination, and not by following a big truck carrying logs, but that's the last stop for the Pink Monorail for this time until we record again.
See you next time.
Have a great day, everybody. Another shout out to Jim Hill for hosting Pink Monorail on his podcast network. The Jim Hill Podcast Network also includes Looking at Lucasfilm, The Disney Dish, I Want That, Marvel Us Disney, and Fine Tuning. Thanks for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review for each podcast. Have a great day.